Welcome back. So now we're going to take a look at the second part of the meeting with self template, which is really allowing you to have a weekly look at the business. You can also start thinking about, if you do this on a weekly basis, you will start thinking ahead of everything that you're looking at. And then as a result of looking ahead, you will start to say, what are some of the things that I need to schedule and start doing next week, the week after, and so on? As much as you have that forward-looking view, that is one of the core components of your ability to lead strategically, because you're not just heads down, as we said before, being so busy with the daily grind. You're somebody who lifts up her head above the water and looks across the landscape, and then sees certain signs and certain elements that you want to action on. And one of those things is what's starting to show up for us in question number 6. And we started to look at it when we started saying the whole idea about, what do we start, you need to stop doing, do more of, and start doing. And it's this idea about reflecting on the kind of activities, or we can use a word from the management consulting industry, what is our portfolio of services? If you look at your team and you look at your stakeholders, what are the services that your team is doing? Maybe you're running a team of internal finance professionals, and you look at the quarterly numbers and you're trying to help the business understand what are the insights that we can gather from looking at the numbers as they are, and how these numbers can then help the business lead the business going forward. And you ask yourself, are there parts of what we offer the business that we can go have conversations, talk with our customers, understand from them what are some of the things that they need to have us to start doing? And maybe as a result of these conversations, you're going to come back and look and tell your team, hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, we've been working for a long time on this list of activities. Based on my listening tour and my conversations, our internal clients are looking for more of this and less of that. That in and of itself, again, is a very strategically valuable conversation, because you've brought in this intelligence about what our internal clients are looking for, what they want more of, less of, and maybe there's something that they told us they want to see coming from us that they're not receiving yet. So this idea of renewal and rebirth and thinking about what it is that we are offering, and if there is a need for a change on our part based on what our internal or external clients are getting is very critical. And then we come back and ask, what do we need to do to be more efficient? What do we need to do to be more effective, or both, right? Because efficiency is about saving effort and time. Effectiveness is about, can we kick it up a notch when it comes to the value that we are delivering? And the conversations that we talked about, when you go have these conversations with your clients, and make sure that you don't do it as one-off, right? You get this in your head that this is something I need to do on a regular basis. Because if you were running a consulting practice for Deloitte or for McKinsey, you're not just going to do it once. You're going to constantly be thinking, I need to have these conversations on a regular basis, because I need to win their business every day. And the only way I can do that is by being very close to them and talking with them about what it is that they're receiving, and if I need to shift, right? If we need to adjust anything, so we can continue to really meet their expectations. And if we're really even better at it, we're going to exceed their expectations. And when we go to them and say, hey, could you actually put in a good word for us when it's promotions cycle, they would. Or if we want them to give us additional business, they also would, because now they can see we are the kind of people who can do amazing things for them. Our trust level goes up, our ability for internal referrals goes up, and so on. So part, of course, of that thought process is what question 7 is trying to get us thinking about. Should we shut down or open other lines of service? Is there something that we're doing that we need to stop doing? Is there something that our team does not provide at all right now? And we need to create a service line around. So if your team is not providing anything, let's say around training in fellow employees on some of the changes that are coming up, maybe there is a training service line that needs to be created, or one around change management, or one around looking at the number of asks that are coming in, and just doing a good job kind of vetting each one of them and making sure that we are working with the business to select the right activities that we can help them with. Now, question 8 requires you spending time thinking about, when you look at this team that you have, are you tapping into the strengths and weaknesses? And we mentioned this early on. Here, we're basically saying this is a focused part of your meeting with self on a regular basis, is to think about people development. Because as a leader who's leading strategically, it's almost like you're like a wonderful coach. You're looking at your team and you're thinking not only about what it is that they can do so well, but what are the things that you can see them doing and they themselves haven't even thought of yet. You can see them taking on project management. You can see them taking on change management or design or innovation activities. And you're the one who comes to them and says to them, hey, I've seen your strength in this area. I have seen you do this. I've seen you do that. And I think there's an opportunity for you. And you can show them that you believe in their capability that can actually show up in a whole lot more places. As you think about this, you're also thinking about what is, on my team's plate. Do they have additional capacity to do other things? Can I pair them up with people on a cross-functional basis so they can get exposed to other activities? Would this actually open up opportunities for them to pick up a few skills that some of them need as part of their own career plans? So you're thinking about, how can I help them feel that they are growing, that they are there not just to sort of fulfill a particular demand, but also that you're creating opportunities for them to shape up in a way that would allow them to pursue other opportunities where they themselves feel they're getting more fulfillment, they're getting more growth. And the fact that you are actually thinking about this and you care about it, it's incredible for them to see that strategic leadership component coming out from you. This people development piece is coming out in full force, and that you're not just expecting them to continue doing what they are doing. And of course, the last point here is, are we managing to our strength, which you as a leader, you as a coach, are you making the best out of your team or not? So we'll stop here and come back and continue in a minute.